What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow creators? Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me for a moment in Becky's House of Cards. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And with that being said, welcome to another pick a card reading. So today I'm going to bring to you a love reading. I said I was going to do more of these. Now I'm just gonna be me. I'm done trying to explain what my love readings are about. If you haven't caught any before, then I suggest maybe you go catch out some of my earlier ones so that you know what my love readings are about. With that being said, I'm just gonna say trigger alert here, being aware and understanding that it's following your intuition and making the decisions that are best for you, okay? I'm super excited today. I have a new deck, a new oracle deck that I ordered. This is called Whispers of Love, and I'm super stoked. I haven't even shuffled it yet, so I'm going to be shuffling this on camera, but these cards are absolutely beautiful. So I'm super excited to see what comes out. I've been looking for a love oracle deck, one that is not the romance angels, because that's the one that everybody uses, and yeah, so I found this one. Explanations aside, let's go ahead and get into it. While we've got this, without further ado, what messages, source, do you have for the collective piles 1, 2, and 3 in regards to love? What's this love reading all about today, source? What messages do you want to pass on in regards to love? How can we help out the collective with their love? Whoever it is that they're thinking about, what do they need to know? What messages can we pass on to them to help them along their journey, right? Like help them navigate themselves better so that they can call love into themselves, so that they can call love into their lives, understanding their own worth and understanding their own value as an individual, that they don't need to chase love. So how can we help out the collective when it comes to love, source? What messages do you have for the collective in regards to love? What messages do you have for the collective in regards to love? Piles 1, 2, and 3. What messages do you have for the collective in regards to love? Piles 1, 2, and 3. Okay. What messages do you have for the collective in regards to piles 1, 2, and 3? All right. What messages do you have for pile number 1 in regards to love, source? Thank you. What messages do you have for pile number 2 in regards to love? Messages for pile 2, those want to come out, so I'm going to take them. Okay. What messages do you have for pile number 3 in regards to love, source? What messages do you have for pile number 3 in regards to love? Pile number 3. Thank you. Okay. What other messages do you have for pile number 1? Whoa, okay. This one wants to come out. Thank you. What other messages do you have for pile number 2 in regards to love? Thank you. Doing it that way. Okay, and what other messages do you have for pile number 3 in regards to love, source? Whoa. Okay. Pile number 3, here you go. The last one for pile number 1. What messages do you have for pile number 1 in regards to love, source? Ooh. Thank you. All right. So, let's see here. I'm getting told to draw one of these for you guys to pick from. So whatever comes out is what comes out, and I'm going to take it the way it comes out. One card for pile number 1 to choose from. What do they need, source? Whoa. Okay, one card. This one is... Wow, I got this. Hold on. Okay, so we have the Empress. Okay, and pile number 2, one card for them to choose from, please. And I'm going to incorporate these into the reading as well. One card, source. I hear you. Okay, so we've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay. Don't be discouraged by what comes out, guys. It's just, again, what source feels, what they want to pass on. Pile number 3. Okay, and the Star card. Interesting. So take a deep breath, meditate on your person, and then whatever one you're drawn to, pick that. And just because this one's in reverse, don't be upset about that. It could have other messages. We don't know yet. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay. Let's move these over. Pile 3. Pile 2. Alright, so for those of you that chose the Empress, this is your pile. Strong energy coming out to start with. So what messages do we have in regards to love? Okay, we have the Strength in reverse. Interesting to start off with. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Wow. And the 9 of Swords. 9 is a very powerful number for you. Okay. Yeah, so there is a repressed memory in regards to family that's coming up. It's coming to a surface. And the thing is that it's frightening. And I feel like it's had you in a mental bind for a very long time. And it is what has kept you from cultivating love in your life. You know, my Strength card is my card of soulmates, right? And when it's in the reverse, it's just saying that I'm not able to cultivate the soulmate that I desire in my life. Not the one you want, okay? Let's get this right. In love, it's what we deserve. And so what we deserve isn't oftentimes what we want, okay? And so that's sometimes hard for us on this journey to embrace, but that was my little tangent here. What's going on here, it's like there's something that's coming up from the past that has kept you from truly, truly embracing this strength, this resilience. Wow, I don't know why I couldn't say that. This resilience in your life, this ability to always bounce back. It's like you do, but when it comes to love, you keep getting brokenhearted. So you could be dealing with a Leo, a Pisces, or a Gemini. You don't have to be. You could also be dealing with a Libra, a Taurus. These are just the signs that are coming out right now. It does not have to be that. It could be highly aspect in their charts, in your charts, or you guys could be exhibiting these energies because we exhibit everybody's energies, right? So really what's happening is like there's a lack of drive and a lack of fire. It's like you want love, but it's like I get this image of somebody sitting on a couch and doing nothing but meditating on love and then doing nothing to further that. Okay, and you have to understand, pile 1, that if you don't take action for healing yourself and opening yourself up and clearing the blockages that are in your life, you won't actually manifest what it is that you desire. Source can't do all the work for you. And manifestation is more than just visualization. Like there has to be some action here, and you have no action on the table. This is all about your emotions and in your mindset. And it's like coming into that place of truly understanding, right? Truly understanding what it is that you want, what it is that you desire. It's not just this person that I desire, right? It's not just this because I'm so attracted to them or whatever. Maybe that is, but it's like learning that you sometimes have to see past this. You sometimes have to see beyond this because it's not always what is good for us, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're seeing a person or this person's ghosted you and all you're doing is trying to manifest that person back into your life, you keep implementing on yourself that you're not worthy of what you want because this person is not coming to you, rather than releasing that person and seeing if they want to come back. And I don't want you guys to get discouraged because there's beautiful energy here. You are going to win against the odds. But it's interesting that what we have here is the Swords card, your mindset. This is about changing your mindset. Okay, this is about changing your mindset, not being ruled by what you feel like is a connection, what you feel is it has to be this. Okay, there's been a direct connection with somebody and you're not willing to let that person go. And it's like by holding so tightly onto this person, this idea, you're strangling out the life of it because you're not allowing it to blossom. And letting it go might not let this blossom with the person that you think it needs to be, what will happen is it'll allow it to blossom with the person it's supposed to be. And that's where it comes into your mindset. It's like letting go of what you thought had to be. You are the Empress. Whether you're a man or woman, it does not matter. You're this beautiful, nurturing energy. You care a lot about the people in your life. You care a lot about what's going on around you. You're definitely involved with the things that are around you. You try to, go out of your way for others, which is a beautiful energy. It's like not people pleasing because you're willing to put down, the law when it needs to be put down. But this is more about finding that balance. Right? This is about finding that balance. And with your strength in reverse, it's like you present yourself to the world as this Empress. But in return, you don't feel very strong when it comes to this connection because you're completely confused as to why it's not working out. Like, you're like, I've grown. I've become strong in who I am. I honor who I am. I honor myself. I honor what's going on in my life. But why am I not getting what I want? Why am I not getting what I want? And so that's what Source is trying to point out here. You're confused because you're trying to make puzzle pieces fit into a space that they don't fit in. We oftentimes as human worry about the how and the who. And really all we need to worry about is focusing on being happy, pile one. That's really what it's about. That's really what this journey is all about. And I know I already drew other cards, but I do want to get a clarifying card for the Strength in reverse. May I please have a clarifying card for the Strength in reverse here, Source? May I please have one clarifying card? Okay, thank you. This one wants to come out too, so I'm going to see what that one is. Yeah, so there's a lot of like disorientation here. And just wondering why. Look, you've got the Eight of Cups here. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I feel like this wants to be, yeah, here we go. Here we go. The thing here, pile one, is that this has to do with a family situation. You've repressed it. You don't want to honor it. You don't want to acknowledge it. And it's like the more that you compartmentalize it, the more confusion you're going to create. And oftentimes we find a connection and we're so strongly connected to a person because it's like trauma bonding. And I feel like that's what's happened with this person that you think about all the time. There's a huge trauma bond there, and that's why you're not able to let them go, because it reminds you of the comfort of home, what you used to experience as a child. And so they're saying that this, for the Eight of Cups to come out in the upright to clarify the strength, is saying this has to do with extended family and merriment. So it's like an image that your family was trying to keep together for you. It was an image that your family was trying to portray for you. And there's repression here. Okay? And once you overcome this repression, you're going to understand that, oh, that's not what I thought family was at all. So maybe you are a people pleaser, but you've learned how to overcome people pleasing to others. But when it comes to the people that you love most, it's hard for you to go beyond that, right? So there's this energy of whoever it is that you're thinking about, you're still trying to please this person. Like, it's like, I get this image of you doing the healing so that you can only call this person in. And that's what they're saying. Like, you need to let this go, and you need to really observe your past and see why it is you do the things you do in this present moment, right? That's really what our wounds are. It's just the actions that we take in this now moment from our past. And so what's coming in love is this memory that's been repressed is going to come to a head. It's going to come out. It's going to be revealed to you, and you are going to have to deal with it. There is no more compartmentalizing this. There is no more running from this. You really have to face this. And when you face this, you're going to see, wow, it was a mental mindset, a pattern that I had all along that was keeping me trapped, that was keeping me in a state of panic, of confusion, of disorientation, of anger, of not being able to call in the family and friends that I wanted. And all along, I felt like I was, now painting a picture of my family from my past that was a beautiful picture, when maybe in reality it wasn't. Maybe in reality it was just like, the more you painted this beautiful picture, the more it implemented that you weren't worthy of getting what you wanted, right? And that's this energy here. And look, once you win, look at what you're bringing in. This is a partnership card. This big, beautiful heart on the top of this card. It's just like, to me, is so representative of love. It's like you're going to bring in love. This might be a lover. This might be a relationship. But more importantly, this is going to be someone who supports you and wants to see you do good, wants to see you succeed. They want to cheer you on. This is someone who is going to be there through thick and thin. And you're not going to feel like you have to please them for anything, because they're going to just accept you the way that you are. This is building a beautiful partnership, right? So maybe you guys will build a business together with this Three of Coins. Like, you're going to build something that's successful. It's like you planted the roots, and now the roots have grown and they've sprouted, and it's like seeing the sprout come up out of the ground. And it's like, that's where the hope is. It's like, this is actually becoming a thing. This is actually becoming a thing. You're going to win against all the odds. It's like you're so hell-bent on having love, pile one, that it's like, even when this hard stuff comes up, you're learning that it has to. And you're realizing that it's like, I have to deal with this. I can't hide from this any longer, because if I continue to hide from this, then I'm going to, fall apart, really. And you're going to keep repeating similar patterns, and you're not going to win. 9 is about bringing this to a close. It's like bringing the cycle to a close, allowing the cycle to complete. And then 10 is about letting the fruit of that cycle go out into the world. So when you close the cycle, it's like telling the universe, I'm no longer bringing this to myself. So you actually are able to plant new seeds, and that's what it is. It's like your tree begins to bear new kinds of fruit, planting new kinds of seeds, right? It's kind of like when you splice an apple and an orange together, right? Or like, what are those grapples? Grapes and apples or whatever, you know what I'm talking about? Like, at first they had to wait for it to grow. They had to like put the seeds together to grow, right? And then they were able to bear the fruit. And it's like, that's what happened here. It's like you kind of made a grapple tree, and now it's like when you close this cycle, now the seeds from the grapple will get to be planted, and they'll grow into their own thing. Like, you don't have to wait for the DNA to mold together anymore, because it's like you've let it go. No idea why I use that that was just the picture I got in my head. So I'm sure that makes sense to someone who needed to hear it. But yeah, there's just this definition of really, really finding out what it is are your inner demons, and why it is that you're not able to embrace your own strength when it comes to your emotions. Like, you've definitely got your back turned on your emotions here, and it's scary to you. You don't want to deal with it. And so now you're going to be allowing this to come out, and you're going to see that, oh, this isn't the family that I wanted all along. Like, I actually want to sit down and take some time and manifest and really think about what I want to manifest as family in my later life, and that's okay. It takes time, but sometimes we have to really let go of what we thought was. Okay, I'm hearing I need to get 2 of these cards. One more card for pile number 1, please. One more card. And then I'm going to shuffle for the first time my brand new deck on camera with you guys, so I'm super stoked about that. One more card for pile number 1, source. What earth magic card do they need to help them out in love? Okay, well, they want these 2, so I'll take them. I don't want it to get too long here, but... Alright, let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The card stocks on these are really thick. I'm surprised. So... I'm super excited to use these, because they're just so incredibly beautiful, and I'm so excited to see what's going to come out for you guys, because these cards are just, the messages on them are, they're just beautiful. They're incredible, and I'm going to read from the book, because again, it is brand new. I went through and I took some time yesterday when they came in, and I was looking at them, so... Okay, here, one more here. All right. Perfect. All right. What love oracle card does pile number 1 need, source? What love oracle card does pile number 1 need? No, that's too many. One at a time, please. These are big cards. What love oracle card does pile number 1 need? Okay, they want this one. Choose love. What did I say? Like, you guys are fighting for love. Like, you want love no matter what. Oh, look, and the number 1 ended up on the bottom again. It says, listen with your heart. You are listening, but you need to hear with a loving heart. Yeah, so you guys want love in your life no matter what. And I'll read this. I'll read this in just a second. So we have 21, which is 3 over this 3 of coins here. Interesting. So let's start with these and then I'll read that one. So we have power. Right over strength. Power came out. Lightning. This is talking about being able to balance out those dualities. You know, without lightning, we would not have thunder. So they can't, one can't exist without the other. Without the storm, where would lightning and thunder be, right? So sometimes you have to go through the darkness to get to the light. And that's what this is absolutely pointing out. Like, this situation is a dark situation for you. It could be a dark night of the soul moment. We go through many of them in our lifetimes. It's like, I think people paint it like once you go through one dark night of the soul, like that's it. No, it's kind of like that's just part of the journey. It's like this roller coaster ride of going up and down like this. And so this may feel like a down moment for you, like you're not making any forward progress. But the truth is that you're making huge progress, because you're actually going to come out thinking and knowing and being able to ask truly for what you want as a family. No longer wondering why it is people aren't coming to you. You're going to be vibing on a different level, and you're going to be calling people to you that are going to fulfill you emotionally, and you also fulfill them emotionally, not have to beg for their attention. Look, effortless waterfall. Yeah, so once you allow yourself to fall through the emotions of this, you know, like nobody tells the waterfall to fall. It falls because gravity, right? It's like water will find a way no matter what to flow. And so what's happening here, it's like you need to allow your emotions to flow. And that's what I said, like there is no hiding from this. This has to come to a head for you. This has to be dealt with. So what's going to happen here is that it's going to be brought to the surface, and your job is just to let it flow. If you have to cry, cry until the tears don't come anymore. If you have to scream, scream until you lose your voice. You know, if you have to be angry, go and be angry. Go punch a punching bag until you can't move anymore. Go run until you can't move your legs anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever you're called to do, go and do that until you can't possibly do anymore. Let it come out. Let your body release this, because this is so deep within your soul. I feel like this is held in your solar plexus, and this is causing you to have blockages in your creativity. And there's going to be something that just happens, and it's gonna come to a head, and it's gonna ask you to release it. Oh my God. I can't with you guys right now. I can't. Look at that. Autumn equinox. Release. Release. What did you say before I laid that down? I didn't even know that's what it was. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I'm more excited about this than I think anybody else is, because it just, when that happens, it doesn't matter how many times it happens, I still get so excited about it. You're like the tree right now in fall. Could you imagine if the leaves they stayed on the tree during winter and fall? I know sometimes they do, but oftentimes when the springtime comes around, the trees that hold on to their leaves, they don't grow new. Like, they're basically just stagnant where they're at. They don't bring in new buds, right? And that's what they're saying. Like, you can't be one of those trees. You have to release this. You have to release this. You have to let this flow and then let it go. Because this is holding you back from love. This is holding you back from what it is that you want in your life. This is holding you back from that truth of yourself. See, you have to allow the dualities. It's like, this didn't happen to you, it happened for you, and you can't blame the people who are involved in it. I mean, you can, but when you blame somebody, it doesn't allow you to release. It's just basically saying that I don't want to take accountability for how I feel in this situation. Okay? And look, this is so crazy, because when I saw this card last night, this card made me think of the Rider-Waite Tarot, the 10 of Cups, right? Like, if you look at this, there's family, there's children playing on this. There's just all this kinds of love going on in this card, right? And it's like, when you go through this is going to be hard, but you're on this path of moving out of it. Your angels are with you. Let's read what this one says. Gosh, these cards are so incredible. I'm just so excited about them, guys. I got 3 new Oracle decks, and I'm so excited. It says, you always have a choice. Make yours with love. That's what this card says. It says, you are constantly making choices. When you choose love, negative feelings have no place in your heart. You have to choose to love. See this with eyes of love, okay? Telling and retelling a negative situation will not heal it. Surround the situation in love. Choose to see your responsibility and focus on love. This card relates to your perception of your world. Do you blame your environment for what is going on in your life? What did I say? You can't place blame. I mean, you can, but if you do, it's not going to help you heal. This culpability, sorry, that was a weird word. I haven't seen that word in a long time. This culpability could include your fate, your belief system, your life experiences, or your parents. Regardless of what has or will not go on in your life, you always have a choice. It may not be easy, but choosing to love and be loving is your best option. You are in control of how you feel. The silhouette of a woman's face is the backdrop to the various images and memories. You can decide how to remember the events in your life. If you wish, you can reframe your thoughts to find love in all situations. Yeah, so the repressed energy here, right? This is what I was saying. Like, you paint this picture for yourself, but it's a lie. And you painted the lie so you didn't have to deal with this. And they're not saying that you have to say, oh, it was terrible all my life. What they're saying is you have to deal with this. You have to start being honest with yourself so that you can bring this back, this truth of life, okay? Yeah, this is a beautiful reading. I'm Source just knew when I picked out these cards. They knew that you guys needed to hear this. So you're going to have love when you choose to see all that's happened to you in your life with love. And that includes whoever it is that you're thinking of. Like, I really feel like you guys are not in contact at all. And I feel like there's a little bit of a resentment that's coming through here. Can you see this with eyes of love and just understand that if you're suffering, chances are they may be suffering too. And can you acknowledge that and find solace in that and allow yourself to grow and to focus on being more loving with yourself and just understanding that, you know what, if they're suffering and they can't overcome that suffering and they choose to not come to me, they choose to not contact me, then can I love myself enough to move on from this situation no matter what I believe this connection to be, no matter what I think this connection, has for me? Can I love myself enough to see that Source has something that's so much better for me in the future and move on from there? Because you've got a beautiful path before you. You've got a lot to come in for you. And I do see happiness and love in your future. It's just going to take you seeing where you are right now and the person that you're thinking of right in this moment with eyes differently than you have in the past. And it's allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel. It's like you've been hurt in the past. You've been hurt by people that loved you most. And sometimes that's the hardest to overcome because we don't understand why they hurt us. And sometimes it's just that. It's like you have to really see that people will give us the energy that they went through as a child, right? Or what they experienced through their childhood. And sometimes that's what it is to see it from a different viewpoint. What if you put yourself in their shoes? I would never do that. Don't say that because you don't know, right? You don't know. Even if you can say that, oh, I can promise you I would never do that. That's fine. But what if they went through the exact same thing that you went through as a child and they're just bringing what they think is love back into you? What if? What if? It's not hard to see, right? When you do that, you come to the situation with a lot of empathy. That includes the person that you're thinking of. What if what they're going through right now is something that you yourself went through and they're just mirroring that back to you so that you can overcome it? And it's like, can you show empathy in that situation for them? This is what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below. Make sure you guys always check out my channel for new content. I've got new stuff coming out all the time. With that being said, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye. And I'm moving on to pile number 2. So for you that chose the 2 of Cups in reverse, what's coming up in love? Great messages coming through so far. All right, we've got the Emperor in the upright. The 7 of Wands in the reverse. And the World in reverse. Wow. Okay. So there's been some heartbreak. And I feel like you could be dealing with a Leo, a Taurus, an Aquarius, a Scorpio, or an Aries, or a Cancer. You don't have to be. Those are just the energies that are coming through right now. But I feel like what happened, what the story is here, is there was some heartbreak that happened. You were hurt really bad by somebody that you really loved. And it hardened your heart. And so you have this image out to the world that you're strong and unemotional, unencumbered, right? Unencumbered, unattached, not willing to change that for anybody. Like, I'm just going to show this tough exterior to everybody. I'm going to make sure I take care of what I need to take care of. And, you know, I'm going to hide my vulnerabilities. And, like, you feel like this has brought you some sense of stability, but the problem is that there's just this energy of not knowing, right? And so you're actually afraid of what's coming. You're actually afraid of moving into the future. You know, with the World in reverse here, it's talking about being conceited. It's like this broken heart has created a conceit for you and a failure to change, right? Because of that heartbreak, a lot of anger coming through, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of upset. I do want to get a clarifying card for the World in reverse, please. May I please have a clarifying card for the World in reverse? Thank you. Oh my God. Oh, I'm done. Oh, what's on the bottom of the deck? I don't even know. The 6 of Swords in the reverse. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I feel like they want that one here. Can I just say, like, whoa. Holy moly. Holy moly macanoli. To get the World in reverse clarified by the World in reverse. I feel like I need to pause this and just go and be for a minute, because this happened on the prior reading too. This, not the clarifying cards, it was just the way that it played out. They want you to know you are creating a situation for yourself where you're barring yourself off from love altogether. I feel like you've thought about somebody, you want to get involved with somebody, but you're not willing to make any kind of move towards them because you're afraid of getting involved in something that's not going to go anywhere. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. You're like really afraid of getting involved in something that's just going to fall apart. And you become this hardened heart. Like, it's not, you don't manipulate anybody. That's the thing. I don't want this to sound bad, because you're not. I feel like you're actually a very caring and giving person. You're very wise in the way that you approach others, the people that you do care about. But when it comes to love itself, you have a hardened heart. You're like, nope, I'm not going to go through that anymore. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. And like, I'm still reeling from this, the World in reverse. You guys watch me shuffle here, and I don't look at the cards. Like, it's just, like, tarot just baffles me. It just baffles me. I always revel at it because it's just so baffling. And it's like, you don't, so, like, there's this conceitedness coming through, and it's like you basically put yourself into a trap, right? Like, you've built this prison around you, and it's like you have these people outside of you that you take care of, yes, but you don't let anybody in. You don't let anybody in, no matter how much you care for those that you have in your court, or those that are around you, the family and friends that you have. You do not share your burdens with them, and you refuse to. Like, you refuse to share any aspect of yourself with them. This is very fiery energy, right? We absolutely, Aries. Aries is about starting a project. And it's interesting because the World in reverse is talking about failure to launch a project. And so this is talking to me about how you're failing to launch true love in your life, because it's like, I would rather keep everybody at an arm's length so that I can protect myself from the heartbreak that I experienced before. And look, you're looking right at it. Like, you replay this in your heart all the time, whether you're realizing it or not. This could be in your subconscious, right? This situation, it plays over and over and over again. Revolutions, revolutions, revolutions. It's coming around. It's coming back around. And if the world had come out in the upright, it would have said that you would have been done with that. But see, you're basically blocking yourself off from anything good because you're afraid of this broken heart again. You're afraid of this. You're afraid that things aren't going to play well for you. And so there's an imbalance coming through here. And you've surrendered. You've surrendered to this feeling of anxiety, of fear, right? You have no will to do anything that could potentially bring you some sense of stability when it comes to love. It's like, I have friends, but they're more acquaintances than they are friends because they don't know who I am. Right? But you know everything about them. And man, when you show up for them, look, you show up exactly like this, and they appreciate that. But I'm sure that there's some of them that wonder, why don't I know very much about pile 2? Right? Like, why don't I know much about them? And that's the thing. It's like they're really truly on this they want you to know. It's like, so whoever you have in mind, it's like, it's not that this person doesn't love you. It's not that this person isn't interested in you. What's going on is that you will never take a step forward unless you decide to change your energy. Right? Until you come up into a place of stability and a place of balance and harmony within yourself. Because right now you've got your back turned to your feelings. You've got your back turned to any sort of action or sharing emotional and mental resolve with this person. You are only focused on what happened in the past. You're only focused on what's happened over here. And it's like you also are blocking yourself off from feeling it. It's like you play it over and over again in your head. And then when you play it over and over again in your head, it's like it keeps building the armor. It's like every time you play it over, it builds a deeper, harder piece of armor on you. And you come up with a new reason as to why to blame love. And the only thing that there is in life, pile 2, is love. Love is all that there is. And when you block yourself off from it, you become numb. And I feel like if you haven't already, you're on the way to becoming numb to everything. Good and bad. It's going to be hard for you to begin to relate with people because you're so blocked off from even opening yourself up to a potential of love. Because you were hurt in the past. Your heart was broken and you thought that this person was your have-all, end-all, be-all. The everything for you. And that's the thing. It's like it was just a lesson. It was a lesson so that you could learn to open up your heart. And I feel like this has happened in your family. I feel like this has happened to your parents. You know, one or two, both of your parents, they either had a love and then they ended up getting married, but they couldn't be happy. Or they married and loved each other and they got divorced. Okay, there's very specific messages coming through, but they are coming through nonetheless. What happened was they broke each other's hearts, and it's like what you saw growing up was a lack of love in their relationship, regardless of their situation. You saw a lack of love in their relationship, and there was no stability. It was like what little they had to offer, right? What little they had to offer was not very much at all, because when it was like they offered some sort of love, they expected something in return, and that expectation turned into disappointment, and that disappointment turned into becoming conceited, becoming all about themselves, becoming more involved in how they felt about the world around them rather than seeing the world as a whole. Okay? Excuse me, I need a drink. I feel like you see 444 all the time and 333. 3 is talking about your angels are trying to communicate with you. They're trying to communicate something beautiful to you. They're trying to help you observe a thought pattern that you have that keeps playing over and over again. For you, pile 2, I feel like you guys really want to be on this journey of either spirituality or let's just say the law of attraction, but you feel like nothing ever works out for you. And it's like, maybe you're good at manifesting money. You know, we have the 4 pentacles in the upright on the bottom of the deck over here. You're really good at manifesting material things, but that's it. That's it. Like, when it comes to the other stuff, you're like, no, the law of attraction only works for material things. It doesn't work for love. It doesn't work for emotions. It doesn't work for matters of the heart. And you basically, like, exactly, you surrendered to that. You said, no, no more. I'm done. I'm done with this. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't. And so you have hidden every aspect of that away. It's locked up tight, and it's like, it's in the deepest, darkest closet, in the furthest recess of your mind. It's like, me even bringing this up right now, it's almost like in getting this sense of resistance, like, no, you don't know what I went through. You don't understand what it is to have a broken heart. And I'm not here to tell you, pile 2, that I know what you went through. Okay, you don't know my story. I don't know your story. I know what's coming up on your tarot cards. And Source is saying it doesn't matter who else understands what you went through. The one that knows and understands what you went through is Source. And for you to continue to just use the law of attraction for material things, they're saying, yeah, that's fine. You're going to build yourself wealth and stability here in the real world. But that's not fulfilling, because you continue to relive this broken heart over and over again. That's telling me that what you want more than anything in life is love. You just are so afraid of getting your heart broken again. You're not willing to even compromise for it. You don't even want to look further into it. I hear it. I beat myself up. Why? Why do you beat yourself up? And then I hear the answer, because of the way it went. There is nothing that you can do in this now moment to change what happened in the past. Nothing. You playing the story over 1 billion times isn't going to change the outcome. But what could potentially change your ways and the way you look at this is if you see this as something that happened for your greater good, no matter how badly it hurt. Maybe this was brought into your life so that you could really observe your own actions in this, okay? Because you have the Emperor here, and the Emperor can go one of both ways. He can be a leader, a very compassionate leader, a very happy leader, somebody that people are willing to follow, to give their lives for, to lay down whatever it is that they have, their family, their homes, everything to follow, because they know that their Emperor will take care of them. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Okay, the Emperor can be brutal, manipulative, dishonest, lies to get what he wants. He creates scenarios so that he can feed his ego, right? He's very egotistical in other aspects. And so here you have this energy it's like a double-edged sword. And it's like, I feel like the Emperor's coming out in the upright to show that, yes, most of the time you are this very kind, compassionate being to everybody around you. But when it comes to yourself, they're pointing out that you're very manipulative to yourself. You blame everything on yourself. And at what point is that going to start to spill over into your now relationships, friendships, and family situationships? Because it's not a far reach. It's not a huge jump. It's not a leap for you to go from being kind to people to being manipulative to people because of a broken heart. Oftentimes, that's why people are conceited. That's why people are manipulative. That's why people cannot see the bigger picture, because they're so focused on their own pain that you literally drive others away. And you drive away the people who will stand there for you in the darkest of times. And that's what Source is really trying to point out for you. They want to bring in love. Everything in this is telling me they want to bring in love. You got the World card. This is like the ultimate spiritual journey for you, but you're ignoring the spirituality of this journey because your main focus is on the material side of things. It's like, you know what, screw spirituality. I get this energy of like, why would God or why would source, why would the universe, whatever you guys call it, it's like, how could this being, this deity exist if all they were going to do is create situations where I get brokenhearted like this? Well, okay, you can spend your whole life blaming God, you can blame source, you can blame the universe for what's happened to you. Or you can draw back and say, what did I bring into this? Because it's interesting that this is a Two of Cups. This is two sides to one coin. There's two cups here, right? And if this card were folded in half, you guys would have equal, one would be on one side, right? And then this would be on the other side, and it's equal. And there's only a little bit of variations that fall into that. Two sides to one coin, right? And it's like blame is showing on one side, but on the other side, it's showing guilt. And I feel like that's the thing. It's when you tell people about this situation, people who ask when they notice that you're down and out, and they ask, and it's because of this memory. You blame this situation, and you very much put all your blame on it, but you're putting all your blame on it so that you can hide the guilt that you're feeling in your own heart. You don't want to feel the guilt that's inside of you, because if you feel the guilt that's inside of you, that means that you have to take somewhat of accountability for the situation, even though you knowingly blame yourself for it. Do you see? It's this is a very sticky situation, and it continues to happen. You have the world clarified by the world. You guys saw that come out, right? It came out the way it came out. I can't make that up. Source is being very clear. You're being conceited in trying to put all the blame on this other person and not take responsibility for your half of what you brought into the relationship. Regardless if this person was an abuser, regardless if this person was a narcissist, regardless if this person was a cheater, regardless if this person was a downright no good person, okay? There's still some accountability for your own actions in that. You still stayed. You still stayed until it turned to a point where you couldn't stay anymore. And that's what Source wants you to look at. Why did you stay when you knew you had a choice? Because you didn't feel like you had a choice, or because it was too tough to make? Okay, and then when you start to answer these questions for yourself, yes, you might start, okay, well, why was it too tough to make? Well, because of this, and you know, like, because I thought that I loved them with my whole heart. And it's like, well, if you love them with your whole heart, why would they treat you like this? And it's like, well, what were you doing for yourself? Do you see? You're going to ask more and more questions. It's going to open up more and more questions, but you're going to get answers with questions, or answers in general, to find out why this situation didn't work. And now to find out why your main concern is money. Money can't buy you happiness. Love can. Love is happy. It's not about buying it. It's just that love is happiness, and material things are material things. There's no real anything with something that's material. It could be gone tomorrow. It could last a lifetime. You don't know. But love, that's an essence that sticks with us even when we've left this life. That's the truth. Let's get some oracle cards for you guys. Can you please have an earth magic card for pile number 2? Okay, one more. Can you please have another oracle card for pile number 2, Source? What earth magic card will help pile number 2 along their journey? Just to help them embrace love, to help them embrace compassion for themselves. What do they need? Okay, this one's trying to come out, so I'm going to take it. Okay, we've got stillness on the bottom. Lake. Yeah, it's time for you to go into a place of solitude and really observe where you are in your life and what it is that you're bringing into your now moment. Like, if you can't love yourself, why? Why do you feel like you're not worthy of love? Why do you feel like you're not worthy of good? Why do you feel like you're not worthy of the beautiful things that you have in your life? Why? There's no hope here for you. It feels like you've completely come into a place of hopelessness, and you don't want to change that. Look at that. It's time for you to let your sun shine. You are an amazing individual. You have the Emperor. Right? This is like the highest of the high. He even outranks, I mean, I know that the Pope or whatever can basically rule over the Emperor, but really, in reality, the Emperor is the Emperor. No one questions the emperor. Okay? And we're not talking about religious standpoints here. We're talking about, in reality, the rule of the emperor is above all. It's talking about having everything that you want, including love. Like I said, the emperor is a very compassionate being. But you're dampening your own light because you're letting this broken heart guide you through your life. You're basically saying that this broken heart is worth ruining every aspect of your light. And so they're saying it's time for you to open up and let your radiance shine. It doesn't matter, because the person that you're thinking about isn't going to be able to solve this broken heart for you. You're not ever going to come forward to this person because of this broken heart. And you're always going to stay wondering, was that who I was supposed to be with? You've surrendered to failure. You're basically saying, like, I fail every time. But it doesn't need to be that way, pile 2. It doesn't need to be like that. It's just about changing your mindset. You know, thoughts are everything. And when you stay stuck in these negative thoughts, you're basically putting the cloud over the sun and saying, my life is a rain cloud. Stop being Eeyore, okay? My life is a rain cloud and I'll never shine again. This person didn't make you shine. You have shine on your own. Look. And strength. A lot of fire energy coming through. You have Aries. You have Leo. And you have Leo again with the strength card. A lot of fire energy coming through, guys. You're so much stronger than you put out to be. Like, you really think that you're a weakling, and Source is saying no. Like, you've survived everything that I've thrown at you. You choose to let it make you or break you. Use this heartache to fuel your future. Say, I know now what I don't want. So how can you focus on what you do want? And really focus on that. Really spend time thinking about that, pile 2. What can you focus on? What it is that matters for you? You know, if this person was a cheater, knowing now that, okay, I don't want somebody to cheat. If they were a narcissist, saying, like, I want somebody who meets me on every level. Do you see? Like, if you don't take time to focus on what was so terrible about this situation that you know you don't want in your life, you're always going to keep replaying it over, and you're not ever going to climb the mountain. And the mountain looks daunting as hell. But, you know, that age-old saying, your 1,000-mile journey begins with one step. And 1 foot in front of the other will sure as hell get you to the top of that mountain, pile 2. And when you get to the top, the sweetness is that the ease of going down the other side. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be other mountains that you have to climb. You know, I used to tell myself when I broke my back a long time ago, I couldn't even hike up this mountain that was so close to my home. And I remember the first time that I climbed up it, I cried my eyes out. And it was in that moment that I realized I had to tell myself, I love the climb because the climb shows me how hard I worked. And Source is telling me to tell you this because they want you to begin to say that to yourself. I love the heartbreak because the heartbreak showed me how to love. I love the hard things in life because they showed me how I can change things for the better. You know, I don't have to be conceited. I don't have to be arrogant. I don't have to be egotistical. I also don't have to surrender to the fact that I'm not lovable, because you are lovable. You deserve love in your life, but you have to open yourself up to that. May I please have a love angel card, or a love card, oracle card? Thank you. Wow. Wow. I love this. Look, and on the bottom, right? So this is the back of the card, and on the bottom of the deck, it says, I love you. These are powerful words. I feel like that's it. You felt like this person was your have-all, be-all, end-all. Oh, we've got 2 cards that came out. Okay. All right. They want me to read this one, but they want me to mention this one. Look at this. So this says, like attracts like. If you long for more love, be more loving. And that's not just to people around you. That's to yourself. Look at how it's like this little fairy, and she's just like repeating over and over again, right? abundance. Like, you want love. Like, you really want love. You wouldn't focus on it so much if you didn't want love. You would have just been like, you know what, screw that, whatever. And number 2, like, we're beginning with 2, we're ending with 2. Like, that baffles me. That baffles me so much. Like, just, wow. Right? This beauty comes from within. You have to cultivate it from within. You have to love yourself. Stop beating yourself up. The reason they want me to read this one, this is powerful. You got the forgiveness card. It says nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. What did I say? This is your past disappointment. Right here. This is your past disappointment. This is a number 29 card, which is 11. And 11 is a master number. But let's read this, because I feel like there's something very powerful here for you. Hold this up here so you guys can see it. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Be willing to forgive yourself. Okay? Be willing to forgive yourself. I'm going to read it one more time. Be willing to forgive yourself. Like I said, you have this energy of blaming yourself, but you don't want others to know that you blame yourself. You want it to see that you blame this person. Okay? Be willing to forgive yourself and others and open the doors to future growth. Love can be restored and trust can be rebuilt. Move from bitterness back to the joy you deserve in your life. Granting forgiveness is a choice that you make. You may not feel like engaging with someone, but you can forgive them without ever talking to them. An act of forgiveness helps replace anger, depression, anxiety, and old pain with hope and compassion. Everything I was talking about in this reading. Think about what you can forgive, as the benefits will be immeasurable. This process will increase your inner strength and your self-esteem, your radiance. Forgiveness can heal and help you move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Replacing hurt with love will free you to love more deeply. 2 faces appear at the center of this card. The upper image wears a crown of ice, which appears to be melting around the edges. This could symbolize the willingness to change or move through a situation. Closed eyes can depict the subconscious, deep thinking, or an error in communication. The clasped hands above the face show return to balance and compromise. What did I say? You're imbalanced. You need to come back to balance. You can achieve a positive outcome here. Remember, forgiveness is a choice you make for your own benefit. And then it's funny because they were saying the two faces here. One is like with an earth crown, the other's with this ice crown, right? You see this earth crown and then this ice crown. Two faces of the same coin, 2 sides of the same coin. You can be as cold as ice, or you can be loving and compassionate. What do you choose? What do you choose? Your guys' energy is spent. It's spent on being in this conceited energy. It's spent on hating the world around you because you're so afraid of opening up to what could be because of the past. Right? But I feel like that's what Source is trying to do. It's like their Source is really trying to bring in love for you. It's not that you're not ever going to experience love again. You just have to choose love. Like, you're very cold-hearted when it comes to love, even though you want love more than anything. The deepness and the depth of your being is so bright and so caring and kind and gentle and compassionate. But the wound of your ego is overrun every aspect of you. It's overrun every aspect of your journey. And again, like I said, when you stick in that energy, there's not a huge leap from it going from you to other people. You know, when you meet people who are old and gray and they're bitter as hell and they treat people like crap, you know, it's because honestly, those people never ever allowed themselves to heal from broken hearts. Whatever that broken heart came from. They never allowed themselves to heal from it because the pain was too great. They didn't want to refill it again. And yes, when it comes up, the pain will be great. It will be awful. It will be heavy. But in allowing yourself to feel it, to let it go, you make space for something new to come in. That's all there is. That's all there is. But for Source to clarify the world in reverse, with the world in reverse, there's a depth here that's being, you've come into this place of being conceited, like you're owed something. And nothing is owed to you because you haven't been willing to allow yourself to feel anything. You've cut yourself off and allowed yourself to become numb. And being numb, you don't get owed anything. You don't get anything just because you didn't do nothing. Right? You have to take action for yourself. You have to take action into the light. It's time to let go. It's time to let go of the hurt, because the hurt is only going to drown you. Okay, this is what I have for you, pile number 2. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And as always, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again, mwah, peace out. I love y'all. Bye. And I'm moving on to pile number 3 for those of you that chose the star. This reading is for you. What's coming in love? Okay, we've got the King of Coins. We've got the Two of Wands in the up and the reverse. Okay, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. No emotions. A lot of coin energy. Hope. Faith. So, pile 3. You have somebody in mind. Could be a Virgo, it could be an Aries, it could be an Aquarius. Does not have to be. Or you could be one of those. Again, that's just what's coming out. It doesn't have to be. This is a general reading. So you have somebody in mind, but the thing is that you're so focused on your coins right now that it's like love is kind of like, yeah, whatever. And I feel like that's what's going to bring in your love, is figuring out what it is that you want to do in your life. You have an option. You have a couple choices coming in here. And either way, they're like unique. They're very unique. They're very different from what people would think that you'd be doing. It's like you don't fit into the box at all. And it's like, I feel like people had tried to make you conform to their way of believing, but it's like you just kept working on yourself until you turned into this star. And now you're turning into the King of Pentacles. And it's like you're well aware of your choices. And it's like there's this energy of, how do I focus on both of my choices? And I feel like it's not that you don't want love. I do think that you want love. I get a very deep sense that you do want love. You want somebody to match this energy, though. And you know that there's a lot of suitors that are coming in for you if they haven't already. There's a lot of suitors coming in. I do want to clarify this King of Pentacles, please. May I please have a card to clarify this King of Pentacles? May I please have a card to clarify that? Whoa, okay. Oh my gosh. And King of Swords in the upright came flying out, went on the floor. Okay. Yeah, you want someone that's stable. You're asking and praying and manifesting someone that communicates with you. You want someone to see the options in life, and you want someone to build with you in a unique way. Look, the Hangman in the upright on the bottom. Yeah, so you could be dealing with a Gemini or Pisces energies coming through here. Yeah, so there's this energy of just like learning how to control your perspective in things. It's like, I feel like maybe you put love on the back burner, pile 3. And it's like, you know what, if I don't think about it, maybe I don't have to worry about it. And this star card always makes me think of the Two of Cups, right? And it's like, you're watering yourself, but you're watering those around you by watering yourself. And it's like, that's what you're more worried about. It's like, how can I be vulnerable and be authentically me? And really work on myself so that I can manifest what I want. And it's like, I'm getting this energy that everything is coming to you all at once. Like, I know there's no Cups cards out here besides what's shown in the star card. 2 is a very important number for you. Just completely trusting this process, you know, and then knowing that your angels are with you. This is about viewing the world from an entirely different aspect. It's like, I feel like you don't feel like you're alone. You don't feel like anything's wrong with you. You don't feel like there's anything missing in your life because you've changed your perspective. I feel like for a time, look, we have the Two of Cups underneath that, and I just shuffled these, interesting, but we have the Two of Cups in reverse underneath that, And it's just showing, I think for a time, you really felt like you were alone, like you were never going to get love. And it's like suddenly something happened. Something happened and it made you change your perspective on what was going on around you. And you realize it's like, you know what, I've never been alone. So whether that's you believing in a soulmate or whatever it is, it's just like, you know what, whoever's mine is looking for me too. And now I just need to focus on what I need to do with my life. It's not that you don't want love. You do. You want love and you want it deeply. Like everybody has in these piles. Everybody's wanted love. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want love. You wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't want love, right? It's like, what's going to happen in love? What do you need to know in love? Well, here's the deal. You're on your way to completing some kind of cycle of codependency. Like you've let it go and you've emerged as this beautiful king energy. It's like you communicate what you want. And here's the thing. I think you're the one that communicated these options into your life. You're the one that communicated it. And look, you manifested it with this King of Pentacles, or this King of Coins here. You manifested that into your life. And now you're looking at it and it's like, it's funny because he's the oldest king besides the King of Cups. Like he's the older one, is this King of Coins. And then you have the King of Swords who appears very young. And it's like interesting because it's like you've balanced out yourself from your youth to your adult age. And it's like, I know what I want. And if I have options, I'm going to be able to get exactly what I want. And I'm going to be able to build something that's stable. Something that's incredibly stable. I do want to get a clarifying card for this Eight of Pentacles. I know we've got the Hangman, but let's get something else for this Eight of Pentacles. Thank you, Source. Look, the Two of Wands coming out again in the upright this time. Yeah, you fought a lot. Like, I feel like you fought a lot for what you have, you know? And look, Ace of Swords. Oh my gosh, you guys have so much clarity coming in right now. It's like, you know exactly everything that you want. You've communicated it. You've thought about it. You've really drawn this boundary for yourself. And you haven't let anybody else sway you from it. It's not that, again, it's not that you don't want love. It's like you know so well what you want in love. It's like you want you're in king energy. You want a king to come to you, whether that's a man or a woman. Okay, I don't want you guys to think anything of this. And you guys could very well be same sex, which is great. That's awesome. Cool. But what I'm saying is this, is you want someone to meet you on your level. Okay, like you want someone to come here and be in this energy with you. You don't want to be in a king energy inviting in a page, right? You don't want to be in king energy inviting, even worse, a page in reverse, someone who's super immature. Like you want someone who's mature, centered, grounded, knows how to talk about what they want, knows how to manifest what they want, is willing to look at the options of life and to build something together. And you've completely created a situation where this is going to happen. This is going to happen to you. It's like, it's not even about if it's going to happen. It's just kind of like divine timing right now, letting it happen. It's letting it happen. It's like there, so much is coming to you all at once. Like I can't make that up. There's so much that's coming to you all at once. Again, we have Hangman in energy coming through again. It's like you changed your perspective. It was like learning how you could cultivate worth and value for yourself, not in your coin, but in yourself, like seeing yourself with eyes of the divine, seeing yourself with eyes of true love, seeing yourself with eyes of unconditional love and accepting yourself. And then saying, you know what, now that I see myself with eyes of unconditional love and I love every flaw, I love every perfection, I love every aspect about myself, and I feel like I'm unique and I am valuable because I know I am. You said to Source, you said, look, Source, I want that in a partner. I want someone who's going to treat me and love me the way that I treat and love me and the way that you treat and love me, because you're always there for me no matter what. You stand by me, right? I am the star because you helped me shine. I am the star because you are my guiding light, Source. I am the star and open and vulnerable because you told me that being this way was the only way that I could live a life of happiness, peace, and harmony. And I embrace that. And I embrace that. And you have choices. You have these choices. And it's not that you didn't fight for them. You had to fight with tooth and nail in your mind. You had to change your mind. You had to gain clarity on your own abundance. What was abundant to you? It's not these material things. Your abundance to you is seeing yourself with eyes of unconditional love. I just feel like I want to just take a big breath for you guys, because it's like, finally. I'm not concerned about who's coming. I'm not concerned about what's coming. My main concern is being happy. That's what's going on here. My main concern is looking at myself and seeing myself the way that the divine has always seen me. Seeing myself as this gorgeous creature, which you are. Look, you're the star. And it's like you're so comfortable with that. That's where your value lies at, is with this, knowing that you're the star. It's like you don't have to keep looking at that. You don't have to keep turning around and looking at, am I the star? Am I still the star? Am I still the star? No, like, you know you're the star. You know without a doubt in your mind that you're the star, and you hold that in your hand. You hold that value in your hand. You hold that knowledge in your heart and in your head. And this is the card of Gemini here, right? And any air sign, you know, it could be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. We have Aquarius very strongly coming through here. Gemini coming through very strongly here. Does not have to be. But what's going on here is when you deal with an air sign, it's dealing with matters of the heart, because air is connected to our lungs, and our lungs fall right behind our heart chakra. And it's talking about the ability to connect directly with your heart and just let your intuition begin to unfold the life that you desire before your eyes. No longer are you concerned about what's coming. You're no longer concerned about who's coming. And I know I said this already, but what's happening here is that it's like, I'm going to listen to my heart, and I'm going to follow the truth in my heart no matter what. And I know that that is where I find my abundance. Not tomorrow, not a week from now. It's 1:11 on the clock. Not 10 years from now. Okay? It's in this now moment. And you look at your abundance every day and you see it and you're like, man, that was a really difficult cycle to get through. Like, I feel like you guys really battled in this, struggled to get here. And again, this wasn't fighting other people. This wasn't telling other people what was right and wrong. This wasn't making others see you. This was you seeing you. And it was like one day, out of the blue, Source just came in like a wrecking ball. Came in like a wrecking ball. And totally just changed your perception on what was. And gave you strength. And gave you clarity. And gave you a resolve to keep moving, no matter what it is that has been handed to you. Does it mean that everything has happened perfectly? No. In fact, I feel like you still have things that perceived to be struggles in your life. What happened, though, is that now the way that you deal with them, you show up like a king. You show up in this knowledge of saying, you know what, it's cool. Is it ideal? No. But it's okay. It was meant to happen this way, and I can't be hurt over what has happened, because I just have to keep going. I have to keep showing up for myself. I have to keep doing what's right for me. I have to keep balanced in this energy, balanced in my situation, balanced in my journey. Right? And it's like, I feel like the thing is that you've been defeated before. You've been defeated, and there might be a defeat that's coming right now that will present itself. Like I said, have you guys not struggled? No, you have. You have struggled through it. And I feel like this is it. You're looking at this situation, and it's like what others would say, like, they'd come up and they'd be like, man, if that had happened to me, like, I would have been so defeated by it. And this may have already happened. It could be coming. But it's like, you look at this and you're like, you know what? I trust that Source has my back. And I trust that if it didn't go the way that I planned it to, that there's purpose for that. And when you come at it like that, like, again, I know I shuffled the deck, so I don't have the Hangman, but you have the Hangman energy coming through again. You changed your perspective, not saying that, why do you always do this? Why is it when things seem to be good, something happens? No, what happened is you're like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't for me. I thought it was, but Source has something better for me. And then boom, you step up into this clarity. You step up into this knowledge. You step up into this abundance, this building block, right? And the Eight of Pentacles, to me, is about being able to build with others. And not just build anything to build stability, right? You have the Four of Pentacles. You also have the Two of Pentacles, being able to handle things with agility, building stability, financial stability, not conforming to the world around you. It's like you had to struggle. You had to struggle so that you could learn who you were. And that's exactly what's happened here. And I think that you see that. If you don't just yet, like, I know that this is a love reading and it kind of just went awry, and we'll get into love when we get the Oracle card here, but I really feel like that's like the last thing on your mind here. I feel like you thought about love for so long that it broke your heart, and it was like finally like letting it go. It's like, again, that energy of like, when something happens, yeah, you might feel defeated for a bit, but then you come at it with this perspective of, why did this happen to me? Or this energy of like, you know what, Source has something so much better for me, because Source is looking out for me, you know? It's like you've got options. You have options coming to you, and you know that, and you're okay with that. And it's like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to have my abundance. And you're building it. You're the one that's building it, because you are the star. And it's like, even if there is somebody that you're interested in, it's like you're not really paying that much attention to them right now, because the thing is that it's like, what can I do to build for myself? What can I do to make sure that I'm set? And instead of spending all of my time and energy wasted on focusing on love. So I just want to point out here, and maybe some of you guys have watched the whole reading, but if you haven't, whatever. For those of you that intuitively chose pile number 3, you guys are my very woke pile. And those are the ones that chose this based on an intuition. You allowed your heart to guide you. What did I say? You're allowing your heart to guide you in life. You guys are very woke. You guys are very aware of the life that's around you. And you're very aware of your own actions, what you bring into this world. And you focus more on self-assessment and self-reflection than you do on someone else. You don't focus on someone else. And what has happened is it's brought you into this state of balance. It's brought you into a state of peace. It's brought you into a state of understanding. And I'm sorry, but your guys' reading was very straightforward. It was so straightforward. There's like hope and clarity coming through, and knowledge. Like the energy that's coming through on this pile is just knowledge. I understand. No matter what I'm gifted, I understand. It could be good. It could be perceived as good. It could be perceived as bad. I understand. And that understanding has brought you into a state where Source is like, cool, like, yes, maybe this feels like defeat, but guess what? I'm doing this because you're coming into a place of abundance. You're coming into a place of true knowledge of what it is that you want to do with your own life, and not conforming to what everybody else says. It's like you're putting in the work for you. You're building something that's creative, and you're calling in people who are going to help you build this. And you know what you want. Like, you communicate it. You communicate it thoroughly, and you build it, and you do the work to build it. You know, like the King of Coins, he's a very hardworking king. He knows that he has to put in the work no matter how long it takes, you know. And then this is Nine of Pentacles energy coming through too. It's talking about that confidence, that clarity. You know, you could be single in this now moment, which I would say that you probably are if you came to this pile. You're single. But that self-confidence and self-worth is coming through, because you understand that nothing outside of you makes you. Nothing outside of you makes you. You make you. And that's when Source rewards you beyond anything you could have imagined. And it's like, I don't feel like, even though you've put in a lot of hard work, pile 3, there's this energy of just knowing, like, this is my reward because I chose to serve Source. Like, I chose to be of service to Source. This didn't come without Source. It's not like, well, I'm the one who did the work. I'm the one who did everything, and I deserve this. It's like, no, I deserve this because I answered a calling. I deserve this because I answered what Source asked me. And Source is providing me. If it's not with material things, it's with knowledge, and that knowledge is what's going to help me get to the next level on all parts of my life. And that's what's coming through here. It's like very clear. It's very clear. It's like for the Two of Wands in reverse to be, again, come up, the Two of Wands in the upright. It's not in the reverse. It's like you're on that fine edge right now of seeing things as an option or seeing things as a defeat. Okay, and you're very much in that place of knowing that you're the one that has the choice to see it. Two Kings. Like, it's the only reason the Emperor didn't come out is because the Emperor was in another pile. And, you know, it's like it could have come out as a clarifying card, but it's like they had to clarify that you are in a position of royalty within yourself, right? And that's a beautiful place to be. Wow, okay. Ah, oh, this card flipped over. Stone People Vigilance. It's like no matter what happens, just staying true to yourself, staying true to your task. You know, it's like you will stand the test of time. And this card, it oftentimes takes on a meaning for me of being alive for millennia, because these rocks have been alive for millennia. No, you're not going to live forever, but your memory is going to live for forever, right? And that's what's happening. You're building something. Look, we have iceberg submerged. It's like you've submerged yourself into the darkness of who you are. You found out what you were under the surface. Like, for a long time, I feel like you lived this surface being, like you were very unauthentic to yourself. You didn't know how to be vulnerable. You knew how to allow others to be vulnerable with you, but you yourself didn't know how to be vulnerable. And now you found out what that 90% under the water was, and you're like, wow, like, I was this all along, and I just never gave credit to myself for that. You know, like, I never saw myself as a special person, and now I do, because not everybody has that, and not everybody's willing to do that. Not everybody's willing to submerge themselves in the darkness to find out what's underneath the surface, because that's the scary stuff, you know? It's very scary. Look, this is a wake-up call for you. Whatever happened, it was a wake-up call for you. It was like learning how to move to higher ground, gain a higher perspective. It's like you could have lost something materially, or you could have lost a loved one, or you could have lost the love of your life that you thought was the love of your life, and that's what happened. It was like a wake-up call. And it's interesting, I'm recording this on the day of the full moon. I already have my full moon pick a card reading out, so if you guys go check that out, the energies last for a while. So all of my readings are timeless. It doesn't matter when you click on them, but you have the full moon here. It's like this energy came with an emotional wave. It came in like a wave. And again, that wrecking ball, right? That energy of a wrecking ball, like came in like this huge wave to wash out all these old beliefs. And it happened so quickly. And it continues to happen. I feel like this continues to happen quickly for you. It's like learning the truth about yourself. You're learning so much about you in this moment. That's why love isn't really on your mind, because it's like, it's like before, I feel like you were asking for something or someone, and when it didn't work out, like that just tore you apart. And so it was like that unexpected defeat. It was like you were growing into this king energy, and then all of a sudden unexpected defeat, and then you were growing into this king energy and unexpected defeat. And it's kind of like you kind of went back and forth between this, and then finally something happened and you're like, I'm done. I'm going to change my perspective on it, and I'm going to step up into strength. And then what happened is sources like, let me give you your justice. Let me give you your justice here, because you've worked really hard on what it is that you've asked for in life, and you've worked really hard on yourself. And all right, that's too many cards. May I please have one card for pile number 3? May I please have one love oracle for pile number 3? And that's what you're being rewarded for, all that hard work that you put in. It's not going unnoticed. It's never been unnoticed. It's like source is really truly happy with how far you've come, because you've expanded your consciousness. Not only do you know how to manifest, you know how to speak it into reality, and you take time to speak it into reality. Okay. This one? No? Okay. All right, we'll do it again. May I please have one love oracle card for pile number 3? One love oracle for pile number 3. It's interesting, like, you guys came here for love, and I think you were kind of mad that it wasn't really a love reading. So just be open to your guidance, because you never know what's going to come out, right? Like these oracle cards are incredible, and they'll help you along the way. Look, oh my gosh. All right. This is funny that this one came out. Yeah. Okay. This makes sense. This makes sense. See, there's no Cups cards. What did I say? There's no Cups cards. And then I see why they wanted me to. Here we go. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. This is on the bottom. And then we have 17, which is number 8. And it's interesting because the 18 card flipped over. And that was in the middle of the deck, right? Like, so this flipped over from the middle of the deck. And this was on the bottom. So you're making progress. Just, this is about divine timing. Getting what you want. Getting everything. Like, it's all going to come crashing in like crazy. All right, I'm going to put this out so you guys can see it. Look at this beautiful lotus flower. It's like you had to go through the mud and the muck in order for you to blossom into this beautiful thing. And it's happening now. It's like, look. Interesting that this has happened this whole reading. Like, I'm not telling you guys to go back and watch the reading. It's just I want you guys to know that this happened in every one of these readings. The star card is number 17, and then we have the 17 card, and look at these beautiful stars in the background here. It's like opening the reading with 17, ending the reading with 17, saying that this is for you. This is for you. Right? Love is patient and kind always. It's like just learning to be patient with yourself and being patient with the manifestation process, no matter what it is that you're trying to manifest in your life. And then being kind to yourself, you know, like always seeing yourself in this light of beauty. There will be moments when you feel like you can't, but it's like, how can you bring yourself back to that? And then I want to read this one. It says, embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. And I feel like that's also what the tsunami card is explaining here. It's like the waves, right? That's your emotions. Like, it can come in like this humongous tsunami sometimes, and it just sometimes feels overwhelming for you, you know? It's interesting. This is just kind of like a little example here, whether you guys want to hear it or not. I just feel very called to say this, but the other day I was talking to someone, and it was a very sad story that they were telling me, and I've finally come into a place where I'm not holding others' emotions, but it made me deal with something that I didn't want to deal with myself. And so what happened was, when I came home, I stood here in the kitchen and I just sobbed my eyes out. Like, I cried and I cried and I cried and I cried, and I didn't understand why I was crying. And instead of asking why, I just let it happen. And so that's what I feel like this card is saying. Just embrace your emotions. Like, sometimes you're not going to always understand what's coming through. It's just allowing it to come through is what's going to help you to overcome it. Look, you've got this beautiful Pegasus here that's a unicorn. It says, embrace your emotions, allow your feelings, Let me try that again. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Feelings and emotions are a part of who you are. Allow yourself to feel what is going on for you. Your feelings can alert you to the truth of a situation. Take positive steps to determine why you feel the way you do. Emotions come under 4 categories: happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. Once you figure out what is going on for you, you can take power away from an emotion. Experiencing an emotion you are uncomfortable expressing can be a big challenge. Journaling is a way to process and clarify difficult emotions. Writing about your emotions will help you organize your thoughts and work through your feelings. A young girl clings to the neck of a spirited unicorn. The unicorn has wings and is flying, as if lifting the child above a situation, right? And here they talk about how the animals move into a higher ground to get away from the water to survive. So this is about looking at this from a higher perspective. Again, that what do we have coming through? We have the hangman energy once again coming through. Unicorns symbolize magic. His wings express your ability to overcome or transcend your current circumstances. You are in a period of growth and learning how to better understand yourself. What did I say? Like, you're looking for yourself. You're learning how to understand who you are and to see who you are and express your truth. Like, this is beautiful energy coming through here, pile 3. You guys have been through it. It's like, you just have to continue to express love for yourself and see who you are. And I'm super excited about these cards. Like, I wanted to do this love reading just so that I could use these cards because they're so damn gorgeous. So damn gorgeous. Have patience. I think I said at one point in your reading that it was about divine timing. Yes, it really is about divine timing. If something doesn't come through exactly as you want it to in the moment that you want it to, just know that that's okay. It's not about that thing. It's not about that situation. It's about you learning to see it from an entirely different perspective, from that kingly perspective, knowing that you're not defeated. this is just an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity for you to grow, to advance spiritually. That includes love, that includes life, that includes your manifestations, whatever it is, okay? This was a beautiful reading, and I truly appreciate your guys' time and coming here with me in this reading, and yeah, and just letting me be the one that brings you these messages, because they were absolutely gorgeous. Like, you have a lot of good energy coming in, and you've done a lot, and you're very spiritual, and you've come up so much from where you once were, and just understanding that that's something to be celebrated. That's something that's so worth celebrating. So celebrate yourself and allow yourself to just become, and just knowing that you're not your circumstances. Your circumstances are just something that's happening, and that's oftentimes outside of our control. All we can do is control how we approach the situation. And you're doing just that. You're learning that. And it's such a valuable lesson. But this is what I have for you, my pile number 3s. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below. Set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And as always, go forth boldly, my fellow creators, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love. Until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.